probably just 30 minutes. I may go over 30 minutes, but I think it'll be a 30-minute live today. We'll see how things go. It's a tad bit dark. It's morning time here in the Philippines, so I'm trying to get my walk in. My cat's following me. That's odd. Okay, there we go. Nope, never mind. He's coming back. George, come on, kitty. Go back home. Come on, kitty. Sorry, I'm fighting with my cat right now. For some reason, he thinks that he should follow me. This is the first time though. I've not seen him do this before. There's also some people walking up, but today I want to talk about Andrew Tate and my feelings on him, because I know he's quite a bit more controversial than what some people would like. So here's my take on Andrew Tate, and I know there will be people here who do not agree with me. I like Andrew Tate. I think he is an interesting guy. Sorry guys, this cat is, I don't know why he's following me. I think he's an interesting guy. Good morning. I think Andrew Tate's he's got a lot of good things that he talks about. Sorry for that. I was just wondering. Well, my cat's still following me. I don't know what to do. Getting distracted by my cat. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, anyhow, what was I saying? Andrew Tate. I listen to Andrew Tate a lot. I've actually joined his online school, The Real World, and there's a lot of good people there. No, I was trying to get my cat to, I'm in the Philippines, but I was trying to get my cat, or the cat that stays at my place, to go back home. It's the first time he's ever followed me like this, and I don't want him to follow me because there are some dogs around here that I'm worried might try to attack him. I don't know much about these stray dogs here, so, and here comes one right now. See, so I just wanted him to go back home and to stay home. Oh man, you know, that would be an interesting fight to see those two fight together. But I've seen Andrew Tate fight, and he's a pretty decent fighter, actually. He fights different. I don't know why. The way he guards himself is quite different than what I see most fighters do when they fight. But I would say Andrew Tate, but that's only because I'm a fan of Andrew Tate. The cat's more. Well, I'm in the Philippines, and most people here are, well, in this province that I'm in, they're all Filipino, and I've not heard of Filipino eating cats. Not here, anyhow. None of them have said they've eaten cats. One of them joked around with me though, and said that they brought some meat. I didn't know what it was, but they said it was dog meat. It was not dog meat. They because I wouldn't eat it at first, and they let me know that it was actually like lizard, some kind of lizard meat or something. I don't remember what it was, but that was That was an interesting time. We were partying pretty hard that night. I remember because I got blackout drunk shortly after that. I don't remember anything that happened after. Well, then the next thing I remember is I woke up and I was at home. My fiance said I was staggering all over the place, and quite a few people had to help me get into a tricycle and get me home. And see, here's one of those dogs I'm talking about. They're just random stray dogs everywhere. I think I don't want to say that he is, but he did used to run, like the cam businesses that women are part of, that and guys pay to watch them, something like OnlyFans, I guess, something like that. He used to run a business like that. He doesn't anymore, as far as I know, and as far as what he said, he doesn't do that anymore. But for me, the reason I like Andrew Tate is more so because when I was in the military, I had a pretty bad breakup, actually. Of all the things, it was a breakup that I had that fucked me up. It really messed with my head. And I didn't know what to do. I ended up going to a hospital 3 different times. It's one of the reasons I had to leave the military, because of my mental health just went completely out of whack. And I was taking a bunch of medicine for depression and anxiety and all this other stuff that they had me on. And it just was not working. And I randomly came across a video on TikTok with Andrew Tate in it. And, TikTok, therefore, well, they still have him banned. But this was like right at the height of when he was banned from TikTok. And it was just by pure luck that I had found a video of him in it. And I liked it, but I didn't think much about it. I just thought, oh, this is a cool little bald guy that's talking about how men should be, and how they should react to relationships or emotions in general. It's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. And then I kept seeing him. He just randomly would pop up out of nowhere on like TikTok and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. He was just randomly there. And so I finally decided to listen to him. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And the medicine wasn't working. Going to the hospital wasn't working. Seeing a therapist wasn't working. So I finally decided, okay, none of this is working. Why not just go ahead and listen to what this guy's saying and do what he says? Because his view was to just work. That's like his biggest thing is if you're depressed, if you're feeling any certain way that's negative, it doesn't matter. You just got to keep working. You got to keep doing what you're supposed to do as a man. Your feelings should not dictate your life. Your life dictates everything. So not your feelings. How you think and react to things is far more important than how you feel about those things. And I really started taking that to heart. And at first, I didn't think much of it, because I was a psych major. My first degree, the first time I went to college, I got a degree in psychology. That's back in 2014. And I was actually going to get a master's in counseling. I didn't really care much for counseling after I started taking classes in it. And so, I thought, this guy's just kind of wacko. What's he talking about? I didn't learn any of this in psychology classes. Hey, yo, what's up? But I didn't learn any of this in the psychology classes. Well, come to find out, he was right. The things he was saying absolutely helped me. I still have depression. I still have days where I feel terrible. I feel sad. I feel like I just want to give up. I want to lay in bed and do nothing. Especially when it comes with some of the borderline issues I have. I love CoffeeZilla. I've not watched his video on Andrew Tate yet, but I love CoffeeZilla. I actually want to do a video of my top 5 favorite YouTubers, and CoffeeZilla is one of them. CoffeeZilla, Internet Anarchist. There's quite a few that I like that they do a good job at taking some people down. Is it Andrew Tate? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by is it Andrew Tate. I'm not Andrew Tate. I could never be as hardcore as he is. I take the things I like that he says and I use that, but there are some things I don't like. His views on relationships, not quite the same as my views. I think a lot of it might come from the fact that he's Muslim. He's a traditional Muslim that allows men to have more than one wife as long as they can provide and take care of them. I don't like that. I'm perfectly happy with being with one person and, you know, living my life with one person. I'm happy with that. And I'm not going to, well, I am going to say Tate is wrong on that. As a hardcore Catholic, I do not think that it is okay to have more than one wife or one woman. But I'm not going to go hard at him. I would go more at him on changing his religious beliefs from Islam to Catholicism. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, and that might be why he converted. I'm sure different people have different reasons to converting to whatever faith they've converted to. And I don't think every Muslim thinks that you can have more than one wife. I think there are some sects, some that have the idea that you should only have one wife, or maybe it comes down to if you can provide for more than one wife, or I don't know. I don't know how it works exactly. Yeah, see, I don't know a whole lot about Islam. I only know what I have read or watched, and I don't really like what I've watched because most of it is just sensationalized news. So I can't say I know if he does or does not practice the things that Islam teaches, because I don't know enough about Islam. It's actually one religion that I really want to study more, because I had a lot of friends in the military who are converting to Islam, and I've worked with people who are Muslim, and they were just so nice, and they always had such a peace to them that it was unbelievable. And they were very dedicated to their faith. They would pray at certain times. They were allowed to use the HR office to have the prayer mats and pray at certain times. It was in the evening time, so I don't know which prayer that was that they would do so often. But it was the way they carried themselves, the way they lived. It made me realize that what I would see on the news as as a teenager, because I was a teenager at the time, what I'd see on the news as a teenager was not exactly how Muslims are, and so I don't buy into some of the fear mongering that I hear online about how bad Islam is. But yeah, it was the stuff that he said about relationships and working hard. It's helped me a lot. And like I said, I don't take everything he says. Everything that he says, I don't exactly agree with, especially the stuff on the relationships. I really don't believe that at all. Or anything like anything that he really says on the Israel-Palestine war. His political stuff, I'm not always a big fan of, because he seems to be more for Palestine. Me, I just want it all to end. I just want it to stop. I don't want any more wars. I want them to just stop fighting, let Palestine have its land, Israel have its land, and y'all just, and let them just live in peace. I don't know why they just can't do that. I don't understand. So that's why that's one of the things I do not agree with him on. And that's okay. You know, we're going to have disagreements. We're not robots. We're not all the same. But the things I do agree with are the things that have helped me a lot in my life. It's helped me to be a better person. It's helped me to overcome a lot of the depression and the anxiety that I deal with. And being part of the real world, which is his I guess you could say school, that's helped me. And it's more than just him, but it's more than just him. When it comes to the real world, it's the professors in there, and they really do help a lot. And say what people can say what they want about his online schooling. I have taken a lot of inspiration from them, and I've read things like it's online. I've read things like it's supposed to be misogynistic, or I've seen people make videos about it. I have not seen that ever anywhere in any of the campuses I'm on. I'm in the social media campus and the video editing, the content creation campus. I have not seen anything like that as far as misogyny goes. And in fact, in both of the campuses that I'm in, they have quite a few women that are doing very well, actually. So it's not what people think it is. And plus, the community there is really nice. I love talking to the people there. They tend to try to give you motivation. They tend to try to help you out with things. I'm really just a few months ago is when I really started taking it all serious. Hello. Good morning from the Philippines. But I really just started taking it seriously a few months ago, and I love it in the real world campus. The people there, they're different than people from regular college campuses. And the professors, at least in the two campuses I'm in, they're so fun. They're so energetic. They're especially the one for content creation. He calls himself Pope. He is so energetic. His energy level is amazing. That's actually one of the biggest reasons I stayed in the content creation campus, was because I love the energy level of that professor. He goes by Pope because he doesn't want his name out there. He doesn't like the heat that comes with it. He just kind of stays in the shadows and works behind the scenes, which I can respect that. I'm a tad bit different. I like the heat. I like the controversy. I don't mind it at all. I can handle it. I typically put myself in situations that are pretty controversial just for fun. But his campus is so energetic, and it's so fun, and it's great to be in there. And then the professor in the social media campus, Moneybag, he actually has a YouTube as well. Follow him on YouTube. Good old Moneybag Dylan. He's fun. I like him because he will completely roast you if you're doing something wrong. Like if you're not eating healthy, well, obviously, like I need a good roasting for that. If you're not eating healthy, you're not exercising, you're not spending time with family, or you're asking stupid questions, he will go on a rant and just roast the hell out of you. I love that about him. But he does it in a way that you can tell that he actually cares. He's almost like a brother, like a big brother, I guess you could say. So in those two campuses, they don't really talk a whole lot about Andrew Tate. They literally only focus on what they want to teach you on how to do certain things. I got to get going home. It's starting to rain. Did not expect that. I should have. It's the Philippines. It always rains here. So I should have expected it, but I didn't. But they focus on what they need to teach you. Yeah, that's my whole controversial take. That's basically my take on Andrew Tate. Is that I understand the controversy that goes around on him. I know there are people who don't like some of the stuff he says. I don't like some of the stuff he says. I don't agree with everything that he says. But the things I do agree on, the things that I have implemented in my own life, have helped me immensely. They have changed they have changed how I live my life, and they've changed it for better. And so I believe in the fruits from the tree. If the fruits are good, then it's a good tree. If the fruits are bad, then it's a bad tree. And the fruits that I have gotten from what I've learned from him, they have been good. I've become a lot more stoic. I used to be a lot more emotionally driven, and part of that was because of the depression and the borderline. I still have issues with them, obviously. I still have problems that I need to deal with as far as mental health, but I don't let it affect my life the way I used to. And that is in large part thanks to Andrew Tate and the stuff that he has said about how men should be. However, I'm not a doctor. I cannot give medical advice. So don't sue me if, don't try to sue me or anything. I can't give medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you that the things that I have taken from him has helped my life, me personally, immensely, to the point that I'm not taking depression medicine anymore. I'm not seeing a therapist. I am living, I'm not going to say I'm living a great life, but I'm living a decent life, and I'm happy for the most part. Well, I guess happy is also kind of relative. I feel good about my life. I feel good on the path I'm going. And I may not always be happy, and that's okay, because that really does not matter. What matters is me getting up every day and doing what needs to be done to make my life a better life and to make the life of the people I care about better. So that's what's important, and that's what I'm doing. And it's thanks to the stuff that I have learned from Andrew Tate. Yeah. All right, guys. I know it's not exactly 30 minutes, but it's starting to rain. I don't want my microphone to mess up. I paid a decent amount of money for this microphone, and I'm getting ready to head home. I thought I was going to be going on an hour-long walk, but it looks like it's going to be a 30-minute long walk, so that's all right. Oh well, this stuff happens in the Philippines. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a great day. I hope that you find meaning in something that you can do and make your life better like I have. Know that you guys are valuable. Know that y'all are blessed. Godspeed. Sorry, there's people around. God bless and peace.